Yeah, so Brock McAllister, he's put on supermoto races in the U.S. longer than anyone he has. He took a break last year from doing promoted events and stuff, but this year he did he held a NAS qualifier during the county fair in Roseville, and it was pretty sweet. Like the track was a third mile banked oval and stuff, like car track. In the infield of it, he got to build a dirt section, and he called it a Super TT, and he got a purse together, and he had a class for dirt trackers, a class for supermoto bikes, and it really was a Super TT in a sense. I wasn't sure like why exactly he was calling it that and stuff, but I could see it once we got there. The dirt section was mellow enough to where the dirt trackers weren't going to be at a disadvantage compared to the supermotos. And maybe the infield dirt section was almost an advantage to the dirt trackers. And then the asphalt kind of catered. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh, this is tight. We might have problems with dirt trackers on this track on supermotos. I should have brought reins, is what I thought when I saw the track. But it ended up riding a lot faster than it looked, and for how tight it was. And then being at a fair, it was super cool. There was a crowd in the stands. He had a super good announcer there that was able to hype up the crowd, and I think that's huge too. You can't just have anyone announce it and be able to get the crowd into it and be able to talk good about the racing and the racers themselves. Stuff. Bronson was there, Jake Thompson, a bunch of like some OG dudes like Drew Dixon were there. Timmy V made the trek, and so the pro class we had like 20 dudes, and it was really good turnout. The pits were packed. It was rad to see. I haven't seen a supermoto race that packed in a long time, so that was really neat. It was hot though. Man, was it hot. It was like 105 with some humidity. It was brutal. So
yeah. Who won it?
Bronson won. I was hoping to give him more of a run than I did, but just we were both around the same pace, and I would start in the back, and he made his way out front better than I did. He had check out.
And local boy Keegan Fitzgerald had a pretty good showing out there, didn't he?
Oh yeah, no, Keegan actually rode really well. I think probably the best I'd ever seen Keegan ride. So like they did it, the way he did it, like, and how it was also like the Super TT aspect of it was there was a purse for the dirt track, there was a purse for the supermotos, and then the top guys from each class got pulled into a super final, and that's where a majority of the purse would be paid out for the event. So in the supermoto final stuff, it was a quick like 6-lap fast dirty race and stuff, and the launch into the first turn was super tight, and it was almost like this concrete strip that they had laid for the finish line on the car oval and stuff, and it was like wide, a couple feet wide, painted, checkered, and it was so slick. So like entering it, launching and entering that was like crazy and stuff. Like it was so easy, like so many dudes tucked the front over this thing. So like going into turn one was always gnarly, and Timmy V tucked under Bronson going in the first corner, tagged him, tried to get him out of the way and stuff. And Bronson, I mean, he's hard to move and stuff, but he was able. And Keegan came from behind me on the second row, and because Timmy was pushing everyone wide, he was able to sneak up, and Keegan got into the lead with like within 2 corners. It was nuts and stuff. And then he starts like checking out, and then Timmy was in second. Bronson took like, I think he got him around him like the first lap or so, and then he set off after Keegan, and I got around Timmy, and then me and Bronson were behind Keegan, and it took a couple laps to find a way, and Bronson was able to like exit this flat track corner and get power to the ground, which I don't know how he was able to do it. Like no one else I saw could get power to the ground in this area, and he was able to get beside and beyond Keegan down this straightaway out of it and make the pass. And it was just sick. And I was like, well, I want to make a pass there. I tried doing it. I couldn't even get beside Keegan doing it. So I could not get the power to the ground like Bronson was doing. So his flat track background and stuff, he's able to get the power to the ground so well. And then I was all over Keegan. I was yelling at him, and he was running so good, like I could not find a way around him and stuff. Like he was just ripping. And on the penultimate lap, I was able to make a pass on him and run it up the inside in the asphalt and go. And then my dumb ass was like, all right, I got clear track. White flag came out, and I was like, I want to see if I can eat some of this gap that Bronson made, and just to see it. Like I want, for like my own ego, to see if I could close it, you know. and then I freaking tucked the front in the dirt and crashed on the last lap.
Damn.
And let Keegan back by. I almost let Pecoraro back by, dude. Austin was out there and he was ripping. He was right on my ass the whole moto. Like, he was coming through the field with me. I could hear him all over me when I was trying to get by Keegan. And then Keegan barely got back by me. I had to move over on the track just to pretty much pinch Austin off when I picked my bike up. Like, I picked my bike up quick, and I still almost lost the podium. And so, like, at the line, Austin was right there.
Was it a pretty good turnout, like as far as rider count goes?
Yeah, there was like 80 riders, I want to say, with like 120 entries. So like they had a bunch of us ran 2 classes. Like I ran the vet class. They had 3 vet classes. There was a dude running like the vet 50 class on an old YZ 400, and it was sick. It was like mint looking YZ 400 with 17s on it. Dude was my hero. And they had women's class. I think they, no, I don't know if they had a women's specific class, but there was a couple women out there. And then they had like dirt track classes, supermoto classes, vet classes, kids classes. Then they had, Sunday was just straight up just kids. They had Stasic stuff for people to try at the fair, for kids just to get on Stasic for the first time. They had race classes for the Stasics. They had classes for 50s, 60s. Stuff. So Sunday was all for the kids. They had kind of limited kids classes on Saturday during the event, and it was a pretty tight ship. They had 11 or 12 classes to run through that day, and so like daytime qualifying and practice they ran through pretty quick, and they did a majority of the heat races during the day program, and even some of the main events just to get classes out of the way so the night show could run smoothly. And then they did the night show. They had I think it was a local country artist. She sang the national anthem really well. And just, I mean, I forgot what it was like to race in front of a crowd. That was cool and stuff. Get interviewed afterwards and have the crowd cheering and stuff. Like, I think that was, I'm glad Keegan was able to do so good there, because I think that was a rad experience for him and stuff.
That's sick.
And I know me and Bronson had a bunch of fun doing it. And the pro class was good. Like, it was deep and stuff. Another Bakersfield guy, John Lyles, he had some bad luck. He battled in his heat race. So like the way they did the main for Supermoto USA was they split the pro class into 3 heat races, and we did 4-lap heat race. So quick. It was kind of more like dirt track style races, like short, fast qualifiers. And the top 4 went to a super final, and everyone else, like, there was no LCQ, so the track was so tight that having a grid of more than 12 dudes was pretty gnarly. So to have 20 dudes in the pro class would have been a shit show. And so they made it to where they were like, we're going to do a final, and essentially with the top 4 from each heat race. And then everyone else goes to a consolation, like, B final and stuff. So we were able to, I was able to win my heat race with Jake Thompson on my ass. Bronson won his heat race, and then Timmy V won his, but he had been battling with Lyles, and Lyles fell, and he did not remount and get up to 4th by the end of the heat race because it was so short and quick. And so Lyles won the B main, but I think he was bummed because he was feeling fast and froggy, and he wanted to be in the A main. But he did get, they took a couple of the guys from the B main to the super final, so he was still able to get in the super final.